If you know, you know. So as soon as I saw this punch, this is the exact thing that just popped into my mind. This isn't the first card that I've created, kind of with this theme. I did some in a coastal cabana with the basic gray and smoky slate. So definitely have some options there. It's just a really neat, fun thing. Just a blessing for anybody that's ever seen this. I don't know if I can actually promote that right now, but if you haven't seen The Chosen, check it out. It is just a wonderful, wonderful show you can watch with the whole entire family, and it's super amazing. And you can make these really cute things, which you could do like gift bags and have little fish on there and all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, so this is what we're gonna make today. So minimal supplies, and I do like to do shorter videos, so I prep everything in advance. I will go over measurements and what you need, but again, I just try to keep the videos short, to the point. That's kind of the way I like to have them when I'm watching them, so I'm sure I'll be going into more depth with other things when that time comes, or those cards, you know, we're going to go over. So this is a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11, so cut it 5.5 inches, and then I just scored it on both sides at 2 1/8 inch, and I use my Simply scoreboard, which is probably my favorite tool, if I'm being honest. And then just for the inside, you want just a piece. I made it slightly smaller at 5 1/4 by 4, and so that's going to be our inside piece there. I did stamp, so this is where the stamp set comes in. So in the stamp set, I just used the Love Knows No Boundaries. So that's all we did, and we just stamped it. I actually fussy cut it. I've been kind of into that lately, which I haven't really been into before, so it's interesting. And then for our fish, I just, you know, cut a bunch out. And what I did, so there's only 2 size fish on the punch that you can see here, but I wanted to kind of change them a little bit. So like this one, I just kind of trimmed down a tiny bit, and same with like the bigger ones. Just kind of trim those so they didn't all necessarily look identical. And then I'll just kind of pick and choose which fish I want to play with as we keep going. So we're not stamping on the inside. We can totally just stick this in our card right now. And you can just go right in between your score lines. Press it down when you're happy. And with having your score, super simple. If you want it super snug, just tip it up, hold it, and then burnish it. There you go. So nice and closed. You won't have that white gap popping through. So the next step would be just kind of laying out how you want your fish to go. You could go straight across, you could go at an angle, you could go maybe try to make them go in the circular formation. One thing I would say is if you have any overlap, it's definitely easier if you overlap them all the same way, or just tuck them back so they're not both overlapping. It's not that it's a super pain to open and close. I mean, opening is super simple, but then closing, you know, you might have to just do that a couple times. So the creative part. And I went ahead and on the backs of all of these, I already put my dimensionals on. Like I said, I'm just keeping the videos short. Short and sweet, right? To the point. So as we're just laying our fish out, just kind of have some fun with that. And it's okay if they hang over the edge of the card, because we're just going to flip the card over, trim off the little bits, and you're going to be good to go. So don't let that bother you, because it's not really going to be an issue. Oops. This guy. A little guy. I kind of like that. I'll put another big one there. Not sure. We'll see. And then maybe another guy there. I like that. I'm good with it. Oop, that's the wrong one. This one actually goes on the inside. That's why it doesn't have dimensionals. So let's rethink this. We'll just add another little fishy up here, because we will put our sentiment up there. So then that will kind of flow through. So for this one I use the Bermuda Bay instead of the Coastal Cabana. So that's why it's just a little bit different. So start with whatever you like. I love our liquid glue, and it really doesn't take that much. So you don't need very much on here to really get your paper to stick. So just press that guy down, and when you've got, kind of know where these guys are going. And dimensionals, if we're being honest, we all probably have a whole stash of them, because we use them all the time and we love them. Or it's just me and I'm by myself on that. Let me know. Alright, a little more glue. And this one was really close to the edge, but not quite hanging it over. And then take this guy. So in this other video that I'm going to post, I'm going to have a good amount of information, promotion, celebration information, and just all kinds of fun stuff. So I hope you find that informative. I think we're going to go right there. So if you're having one of your fish hang off, like I totally am, I just like to pick it up where it's hanging off, and then I'm not going to put adhesive so I don't have like a mess, right? Because I want to use my snips to kind of trim those edges up and make them nice. Alright, we got that guy there. We got this big fish and this big fish. Let's put this one first. He could have hung off, but he's not. He's fine. This one, probably have the whole guy, or almost our whole guy. So I didn't add dimensionals to the gray. I'm just kind of letting the Bermuda Bay pop out a little bit more. Alright. That guy, will probably just snip him off a little bit. We'll add, oh, are we hanging off here, or are we the full deal? Oh, the tail's going to hang off, I think. So minimal on the tail. And then we do have our other little fishy, who's definitely going to hang off, so we're only going to put a little bit on the body there. There we go. And like I said, our sentiment's going to go there, so we're going to have a really nice flow as far as color. So once you get all your fishies where you want them, and you flip it over, and you're like, wow, I have a crazy big mess, just take your snips. Let the card edge be your guide. Snip, snip. Super easy. And you have the full coverage. And you can do it a little bit differently, like if you know exactly what you want, snip it beforehand, line it up to the edge, and then you're all good. So lots of ways to make it happen. And then for our sentiment, I put that up on dimensionals as well. And got my card upside down, but see how you can do it that way too? Then it's not really going against the flow. Anyway, so just put our little guy up there, and I did add dimensionals to the back of our sentiment. Isn't that just a cute, fun, super fast card? And I didn't forget, we're going to put our little fishy on the inside. Again, just tiny bit of glue. And then you just put them where you want them. I'm gonna go up there. I don't know why. I'm just feeling that. So this doesn't have any overlap in the center, which is kind of awesome too. With that layout, it just worked perfect. I hope you enjoyed this card. If you have any questions, please reach out via email or in the comments, or you can go to my website, bethbrewer.stampinup.net. I would be happy to just help you with anything. I've been a part of Stampin' Up! For over 20 years, off and on, just because I'm mostly like for hobby purposes, not that I'm trying to have a big business. I just really, really enjoy it, and they have wonderful products. So if you like to use amazing products, if you like all of your stuff to coordinate, it's just great. Something else I considered too is putting like little iridescent pearls on here for bubbles. So that's an option, but I didn't actually do it, but I did think about it. So that's just something to think about. Take this idea, make it your own, case it if you like. I hope this is creative and fun, and please check out that next video that I'm going to have a lot of information and promotions. I will see you then. Oh, and the giveaway. Aloha.